Steam Deck usage has officially surpassed the 2% mark among Steam users, which might not sound like a huge number until you realize it's actually more popular than many of the most famous VR headsets on the market. Valve's little handheld is doing what Microsoft has failed to do for a decade, making Linux a real place for gamers to live. This isn't just a win for Valve, it is a direct challenge to the Windows monopoly that has kept us locked in for years. I am going to break down every detail of how this affects every user later in the video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more daily uploads like this. The numbers are coming from the latest Steam hardware survey, and the growth is constant. While Microsoft is busy cluttering Windows with AI that nobody asked for and ads in the start menu, Valve is quietly building an escape hatch. This 2% represents millions of people who have decided they don't need Windows to play their favorite games. It is a system collapse for the idea that Windows is the only real OS for gaming. If you look at the breakdown of Linux versions being used, SteamOS Holo, the version on the Steam Deck, now owns over 42% of the total Linux gaming market. This is what happens when a company actually listens to what people want. Instead of making you fight your computer to get a game to run, Valve built a layer called Proton that just handles it for you. It's like having a translator who speaks every language perfectly, so you never have to learn a single word of Linux code. Microsoft is like a big, expensive school that makes you follow 1,000 tiny rules just to sit at your desk. Valve built a cool playground next door that lets you play all the same games, but without the annoying principal watching your every move. People are starting to realize the playground is actually more fun. This move by Valve is a massive failure for Microsoft's attempt to keep everyone inside their walled garden. For years, the only reason we stayed with Windows was because that's where the games were. Now, the evidence shows that thousands of games are verified or playable on a handheld running Linux. The wall is crumbling. The personal take here is that this helps the friend watching by finally giving us a choice. Choice is the one thing big tech hates. They want you stuck. They want you paying for their cloud services and watching their ads. Valve's success with the deck means that if Microsoft makes Windows 12 even more annoying, we actually have somewhere else to go. It's a safety net for our digital lives. The data shows that Linux growth isn't a fluke, it's a trend. Over the last year, the percentage of people using Linux on Steam has steadily climbed, while Windows 10 is losing users who don't want to move to Windows 11. Microsoft is pushing people away with things like recall and forced accounts, and Valve is standing there with open arms and a library of games that just work. It's a security risk for Microsoft's bottom line, but a win for our freedom. When you use SteamOS, you aren't being tracked by the same telemetry that Windows uses. You aren't seeing pop-ups for OneDrive every time you turn the machine on. It's just you and your games. That's how it should have always been, but big tech got greedy and forgot that the computer belongs to the person who bought it, not the company that made the software. But while Valve is winning the battle for the handheld market, Microsoft is preparing a secret weapon in the desktop space that might make escaping Windows harder than we thought. The shift toward Linux isn't just about people wanting to try something new, it's about people running away from a system that feels like it's actively working against them. While Microsoft is turning Windows into a giant billboard, the data shows that SteamOS is providing a clean, focused experience that just stays out of the way. This is a massive security risk for Microsoft because their entire business model relies on you having no other choice. Valve just proved that if you give people a door, they will walk through it. Windows is a backpack that keeps getting heavier because the company keeps stuffing it with rocks you didn't ask for. Valve just handed you a lightweight bag that only holds what you actually need. Naturally, everyone is switching bags. This Holo version of Linux is now the king of the mountain, and it's growing every single month because it treats you like an owner, not a user. The personal take is that this move by Steam is the best thing to happen to PC gaming in 20 years. It forces Microsoft to actually compete. For too long, they've been lazy because they knew we were stuck. Now, with Linux usage climbing past 2% and heading for more, they have to realize that system collapse isn't just a scary phrase, it's their reality if they don't stop the bloat. This helps you because it gives you leverage. You don't have to put up with the ads and the tracking anymore. Valve is essentially cooking Microsoft's lunch and eating it right in front of them. The more people buy a Steam Deck, the more people realize they don't need a Windows license to have a top-tier gaming experience. It's a failure of Microsoft's strategy to ignore the handheld and mobile space for so long. They thought Windows was too big to fail, but the hardware survey says otherwise. The era of the Windows monopoly is ending not with a bang, but with a 7-inch screen and a thumbstick. We are watching the birth of a real alternative, and it's getting ugly for the guys in Redmond. The question is, are you going to stay on the sinking ship of Windows 11, or are you ready to jump into the Linux life? Let me know in the comments if you've already made the switch, or if you're waiting for the Steam Deck 2 to finally dump Microsoft for good. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next update on this tech war, because things are about to get even crazier. I'm out.